Oh, wait.
Give me 5, 4. Quiet on set. 3, 2, 1.
Hi, and welcome back to We're Not the Experts podcast. I am Con. That's Flop.
And Big Flop over the. I'm over here.
That's Flop.
Where am I at for you?
Over here.
Well, I'm over. For me, on my screen. For me, for you, I'm over here. That way.
Well, they're going to be watching it from this angle, so he's. Oh,
there you go.
He's right there.
So I'm gonna jump right into it. I got a bone to pick with you, and I was specifically saving that for this podcast. Why don't you ever respond to my fucking Snapchats, dude? You don't ever fucking snap me back.
Ever go
I have
on
like
Snapchat.
100 Snapchats, I think, that
Actually,
I sent you.
To be fair, I have opened them. Just the other day.
Yeah, I've got 3 pending from you right now.
Yeah, definitely 3.
And you don't ever snap me back, you little bitch. Why not?
Because I just don't go on Snapchat.
That's fine. That doesn't. You can go on Snapchat for me. Imagine
I did for a while.
If you didn't kiss your wife, right? And she came home and she was like, "Hey, you haven't kissed me in a while." You can't sit there and be like, "Well, I don't kiss other people, so like, why would I kiss you?"
I mean, I don't.
That ain't gonna fucking work, dude. Like, no, that's not gonna fly in this fucking house, man. You never snap me back, man. It hurts my feelings.
All right, from here on out, I got you.
Actually, we're gonna get a streak.
There you go.
You're gonna get a streak. You're gonna get a streak with me, and you're gonna. I'm gonna
do it. I'm gonna do it right now. All right.
Because you don't ever fucking. We always get a streak for like 3 days, and then you let it fucking drop. I don't have very long streaks. I've got.
There's the first one.
Over a year.
Oh, look at McDonald's. I just sent you a snap. All right.
Oh wow, look at that! I got a Snapchat. Hold on, let me dust the cobwebs off from the last time I've gotten a Snapchat from Con over here.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It hurts my feelings, man.
It's not personal. Okay,
it is. It is.
It's not. It's really not.
Every single time that someone says something isn't personal, it's almost always personal.
But this one's really not personal.
Have you ever watched a movie when they're like, "It's just business. It's nothing personal," and it's always right after they just fucking off the dude's son for no reason.
I mean,
they're like,
there's probably a reason.
And it's like, well, it's like, yeah, it's absolutely personal. Like,
as a businessman,
it's personal.
Yeah, maybe. So, funny story. So I apologize. Right? I apologize, and I've Snapchatted you. We will fix it. Moving on to the next subject.
Wow.
So.
One time to the pattern. Go ahead.
Sorry, so the other day I had an employee quit.
Mm-hmm.
She went on to social media and trashed me, talking about I was the reason. And I just wanted to make it known on the podcast that they definitely don't listen to that I didn't do that, but I'm not upset.
What'd she say?
Basically, she blamed me because I cut her schedule, but I didn't do that. I was given the schedule to hand out. I handed out the schedule, and I was the bad guy. Somebody else did that, and I was like, and then I was the bad, and I was like, all right, cool.
Send her a cease and desist letter, dude.
So, yeah, probably will do something very similar because she, it wasn't good.
Actually, anyway. Let it keep going, and then you can sue.
Ooh, I like that idea.
Better. That's a better plan. Sue. You can sue for what is it?
What is that? Mental.
No, that's not what I was thinking.
I was thinking
defaming, like whenever.
Oh, that's a good one.
Whenever you make someone
defamation of character. Or whatever.
Yes, there you go. That one right there. Yeah.
I was thinking the
I was like, what?
Well, I was gonna say damaging. I forget what it's called.
Like a self-esteem thing.
Yeah, but it's it's like some sort of mental health thing that you can sue somebody that they hurt your feelings, basically. But you have to
about a psychological like pain and suffering.
Pain and suffering.
It's like a pain and suffering money. Yeah, that's what they always call it. That
I'm basically I'm basically upset. I mean,
you had a hard time getting out of bed this morning. I could tell.
I really did.
You don't even know if you want to open social media anymore now because
I was really nervous. I was really nervous. My favorite thing about that was, so I have a worker that takes selfies with people, and he's very happy. He's very smiley. I've always secretly wanted to be in one of the selfies because he takes them with like everybody, but he never took one. He took one with me that day.
Nice. There you go.
But she commented, "Fuck that guy, dickhead ass."
Damn, dude, she went in on you.
So I responded to that, and all I said was, "Amen."
It's like a Call of Duty lobby over here. Fuck that guy, dickhead ass.
I was like, "What the fuck's happening?"
That was actually one. That was a pretty good one. It's been a long time since I've heard one like that.
I know.
Did I ever tell you about talking about suing? Did I ever tell you about the time that I could have sued the one business?
No.
I don't want to say what the business is, but I went to a concert somewhere, and at the concert they had
is this when it fell on you?
Yeah,
almost fell on you. Yeah.
Temporary chain link fence.
Yeah, you told us in a podcast.
And did I?
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, I absolutely could have
many weeks ago
shit out of them. Because I could have done the same thing. I could have been like, oh, I'm traumatized from it. Like every time I go by a fence, like I'm scared now.
I'm
like
scared.
It almost fell on me. I almost died. Like because it could have very seriously hurt me. It was not a light fence. And long story short, if you haven't seen that episode,
go watch it.
I was standing there and I bent over. There was like a table, and I put my hand on the table and leaned over to like fix my shoe. And when I fixed my shoe, my brother-in-law started yelling at me. And like when I stood up, the chain link fence had fallen over, and it was close enough to me that I stuck with my arm on my side. I stuck it 90 degrees out, and it hit me on the forearm right here. So it would have absolutely hit me in the back of the head.
Right.
What you call that part right there, but it would have hit me right there in the back, like the soft spot of the head. And like right where your spinal cord is. Like a bunch of important shit goes on right
there.
Yeah. I always remember that there was a video I was watching one time that SEAL team, the Navy SEALs talked about it. Like when they're the sharpshooters, they called it the fatal T. And if they were ever going to shoot somebody, you made a T between their nose and their eyes, and you shot them right here. And if you did that, it would go through the brain and it would hit the spinal cord right there. And they said they'd be dead before they hit the ground. So it's that part of the brain right there where it's like really, really important stuff back there. And it could have very seriously hurt me had it hit me. And it was like I said, it was within us. I mean, it was like as I was standing up, I saw it falling, and all I had time to do was stick my hand out and catch it, and it hit me on the forearm right here. And lo and behold, I only had a little bruise on it, but I absolutely could have sued. I could have sued the bands. I could have sued because the lawyers would have said they'd have sued everybody. Yeah, they'd have sued the bands. They'd have sued the venue. They'd have sued like the staff. I mean, they'd have sued anybody. They'd have sued the fencing company, the manufacturer of the fence. Yeah, they'd have sued like. I mean, I could have had like a fairly strong case of like they should have ensured that it was better like cemented to the ground, or weighted down so the wind didn't knock it over.
Right.
And like they should have taken precautions to make sure that it didn't fall and hurt somebody. And like I absolutely could have like I could have gotten at least some money. Now I don't know how much money I would have gotten, but I could have had like real money. But at the end of it, I was like, dude, I'm like. I understand that there is personal injury lawyers and lawsuits are necessary. Like there are some people that do things that are just straight neglectful. Like when truck drivers are driving and they fall asleep and they drift over into the other side and like hit people head on and do stuff like that. Like that is something that is absolutely preventable that you should not be falling asleep at the wheel. And like there are things that companies should be held liable for and held accountable for. So I understand personal injuries and they need to, they exist for a reason. But
100%.
I don't have a problem suing if I'm actually hurt. Like if there was actual neglect and there were actual things where like if I was actually seriously hurt, I could like, I have no problem. Like if someone needs to be held accountable, yes, by all means do it. So, what I have a problem with there is that like, I wasn't actually hurt. Was it a close call? Yeah. Did they do it on purpose? No. Was it an accident? Absolutely. So I would have like, I had a bruise on my arm about the size of a quarter.
Right.
That was the worst. Still went to the fucking concert. Like, still had a blast at the concert. Like, I was like, why would I? Like, I could not live with myself at the end of the day if I had sued them. And that's just my own moral thing. Like, I could not. Like, at the end of the day, you got to be able to live with yourself. And that's one of those things that if I were to be standing in front of a creator at the end of my life, and they were to be like, "Hey, why'd you do this?" I wouldn't have a fuck. I'd be like, "Oh, because I wanted money." Like, yeah, no, that's not. Like, I wasn't I wasn't hurt. There was no real reason to sue them. So I was like. They went and put stuff in front of it and put more bags on it so it wouldn't fall over. And I'm like, hey, cool. No one's hurt. Like, no harm, no foul. Let's go on about our day.
Right, I agree. So I was in a drunk driving accident years ago.
How many beers did you have?
Oh, well, it's 4, but that's not relevant.
For the record, I knew what you meant. I'm just making a joke.
I know. So
I'm just using slang, guys. If you're just not joining the stream, calc is short for calculator. I'm just using slang, guys. I don't know if you've seen that TikTok or not.
I've seen like 1 or 2. But I was like, so me and my friends, we were playing Pokemon Go at like 3 a.m. and so we were like hitting all these gyms, and one of the gyms that got taken back. So we did a U-turn. We went back. We were sitting at a red light, and we got slammed in the back from the guy who was drunk driving.
Yeah,
I was in the back left.
Thank God you weren't in your car.
I know. So I was in the back left. My friend was driving, and then like my other two friends were on this side. Yeah. So he hit.
Get slammed in the back at 3
I know. So my
okay. I'll let you finish your story now.
Thanks. So he hit more the right side, and I was more left side. And
were you were driving?
No, I was backseat.
Oh, left. Gotcha. Okay. I was like,
it was my friend's car.
Some French shit. Was this driving from the right seat?
Oh no. So like it. I mean, he hit us.
Yeah.
He was going probably like 40.
I'm sure he never even hit the brakes.
No, I'm sure he didn't.
Yeah.
His wheel was like this way. Like it was this way. It was like that way.
Formula One car, baby.
Yeah, baby. He tried to drive away, and obviously it didn't.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, we got out, and he's like, scraping. I'm like,
the tires are fucking. They're doing the ooh thing. They're both pointed in. And it's,
I'm like,
going anywhere.
So he stops, and he gets out. Oh, hey, you guys, all right? I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
He's like, time to play this one off. The accelerator was stuck.
I was like,
we don't need to call the cops, right? Just insurance.
Right, that's basically what he said. And it's like 3 a.m. We're like, well, I mean, the car looks all right. Like, and we started talking. Somebody called the police, obviously, and like we get in our car, and we're like, well, like that's cool. And we like took one step, his whole right back wheel was like destroyed. So he's like, all right. Well, so we pulled away, and long story to that. So my one friend in the front right passenger, like the front passenger side, he actually still, like, his neck got messed up from that, and he's still like fucked up from it. So I don't know what the outcome of that case was, but I know a couple years ago he was suing him for damages because he went to the doctor. Yeah. So the insurance company called me like the next day or 2 days later and was like, "Hey,
his insurance or like your friend's insurance or his insurance?"
I think it
should have been his insurance.
I think it was his insurance,
assuming he had insurance.
Yeah, he did. And they called me and like, "Hey, are you like injured?" And I was like, "No, like I feel fine. I'm not injured." Blah blah blah. And they're like, "All right, well, thanks for letting us know." Blah blah blah. So I talked to my friends like the next day, and they were like, "Oh, did you get a call?" I'm like, "Oh yeah." Like they asked if I was injured. They said no. I said no because I'm not. And they're like, "Oh, well, we all said yes, and we got $1,000." I was like, "Well, the one guy sued him for more. I don't know what he got."
And that makes sense. The insurance is not going to give you a bunch of fucking money. Like, they probably gave a little bit of money.
And I was like, "Fuck."
Yeah.
But I wasn't.
You should have told them I don't know. Because that's a real, like, that is something that it's like, oh yeah, like in the moment or even short periods after, like you have adrenaline and you don't feel like you're hurt. Right. And that's the thing, like if you get seriously hit by a car, or like you're not hit by a car, but if you're in a serious accident, like that's always one of the big things, especially if you're not at fault for it. That's like absolutely, like you want to get police out there and maybe medics, because you can actually be seriously injured and not realize it.
The medics weren't even, we did call medics because my one friend was like, he felt like he hit his head, and we were like, well, let's just get you checked out really quick. The medic literally was like, oh, we can't tell anything here. Like, we can't help you.
Yeah.
And I was like,
could have taken him to the hospital.
Yeah. And but that was the thing. Like, he didn't really want to go to, like, he was like, I don't really want to go to the hospital because I need to be there. It was 3 a.m. Like, we didn't want to, like, and they were like, well, we can't help you. And I was like, it's kind of blows. Like, what do my eyeballs look like?
Yeah. Well, and there they are. Like, if it's one of those things, like without proper,
right? I know.
Like, they can't do scans, like CT scans and all that
right.
stuff.
Lay down.
To the hospital, they would have probably done CT scans.
Oh yeah, they would have
on him to make sure there was no damage.
I don't think he got a concussion. I didn't. I was literally fine. I mean, it really hit.
He probably took more of the brunt.
He did. That side took way more of the hit. Yeah. Like, I really didn't. It really didn't hurt, like, affect me, I don't think, but it was
that's one of those things where, like, you want to, like,
I didn't want to lie. So that goes into what you were saying. Like, I didn't feel like, I mean, I wasn't injured, so I'm just like, I'm fine,
When did
And
they
then
call you?
like
You said it was the next day.
yeah, like 1 or 2 days later, I was
You
outside.
probably
Like
had enough time go by that you weren't like you would kind of have
yeah,
known
I
if
was
something was uncomfortable or not.
yeah, like not. I'm like I even woke up the next day and like didn't feel bad.
Not
Like
very sore.
I
Yeah.
wasn't sore. Like I've been in very minor accidents. That was probably the worst accident I've ever been in. Been in like a couple little dumb things I've done.
Yeah, like
Like
little fender benders and stuff.
yeah, I mean I tore the bumper off my dad's car once.
That's all right. That is one thing. Little not sneak peek. Little pro gamer strat that only the super secret strat that only the pros know right here. So if you are ever in a car accident, like if someone hits, especially if someone hits you, and you call the police, like even if it's a minor, like someone runs into the back of you and you don't feel like you're injured, most of the time they won't. Like the dispatcher will say, "Hey, is anyone hurt?" Almost always say you don't know.
Right.
Because you honest to God do not know. Like you don't know if somebody is hurt. Even if everyone's like, no, I feel fine. Like you don't know if anybody's hurt. And there are lots of injuries that's like, again, with adrenaline, you're like, yeah, I feel great. 30 minutes go by and the adrenaline wears off and then they collapse on the ground because they can't move or some shit like that. So a lot of times, like I say a lot of times, I know back in the day, if you called and you said that no one was hurt, most of the time they'd just be like exchange information and like go on about your day. And they wouldn't sometimes they won't even send police out if
I think they send police now. I don't think there's
it probably depends on if someone's available, but if you tell them like if they're like is someone hurt and you're like I don't know, they almost have to send police out now.
Right, yeah.
And like an ambulance and stuff like that.
Yeah. I think as I've gotten older and more wiser, I definitely shut up. Even as I said that, I was like, fuck. Yeah. I feel like as I've gotten older, I would definitely be like, we're gonna call the police. Like when all my accidents were when I was younger, and like I remember one accident.
If you're the one that hits someone, sometimes not having a police report benefits you.
Run away.
No, don't run away. But I mean, that's one of those things where it's like, yeah, like it's one of those things. If you bump into someone and they're like, "Oh, I'm fine," like I don't want an ambulance. Like I probably wouldn't press it. Like I would not. I would if they wanted to call an ambulance. I would be like, no, don't do that. Like you're fine. Like if they were like, no, I feel fine. Like let's just exchange information. I'd be like, okay, cool. Like that's fine. Here's my insurance, whatever. Because not having a police report might benefit you in the future. Who knows?
Right.
But if you get hit, I'm one of those that like if someone hits me, 9 out of 10 times I want a police report. Unless it's like I'm one of those where I drive a larger vehicle, like I drive a pickup truck, and I've got like a trailer hitch and stuff on the back. So if someone runs into the back of me, depending on the vehicle, there's a lot of scenarios where like my truck could be fine. Because the trailer hitches hooked directly to the frame.
Their car's
I know lots of people that have like bumped into the back of cars and it like blows the radiator, like punches a hole in the radiator on their car, and they've got the like super secret glory hole now, and like your truck is like the truck is fine, and they're like whatever, take it up with your insurance. Like I don't fucking like my truck's fine.
Right.
But yeah, no, that's a and in that scenario, like I'm all for him filing suit again because that's again like that's completely
right
100% preventable. Like there's no reason to go drinking and driving, so don't do that if you're someone that is old enough to drink alcohol. Even if you're not old enough to drink,
I was about to say
drinking and driving.
Don't go drinking and driving.
And yeah, so like I said, I'm all for if there's genuine need for pain and suffering money, like absolutely. But yeah. I'm not, like I said, I have to be able to live with myself at the end of the day, and if I can't justify it, if I'm not actually injured, I have a hard time.
I've less of a moral compass than you, but I still have one that's very similar.
Yeah.
I could I would have my arm would have been broken. I don't know.
Yeah. I did have someone tell me that one time that he was talking to his attorney, and he had gotten into a fender bender or something, and same thing, guy like was doing something, drinking or something, and ran into him. And the guy was like, well, do you have any broken bones? Like he was talking to his attorney. He's like, you have any broken bones? And he was like, no, like just, bruises and stuff like that. And he was like, dude, next time, he was like, break your fucking finger. Because he said, you'll get a hell of a lot more money if you have a broken bone than if you don't, because a broken bone is like they consider it a lasting injury.
Right. Yeah. It can. I mean, it can.
He was like, next time, he was like, take your fucking pinky and just slam it in the door as hard as you can. And he was like, you'll get way more money. And it's like, okay. Like, I mean, yeah.
There's a pro gamer move for you guys.
Like, damn. Yeah.
I'm going to make sure if I'm about to be hit, I'm going to be like, here you go.
Yeah. Oh no, my arm. I'm going to make sure it's my non-dominant arm.
Right. Here you go.
Dude, watch, one of us is going to get into an accident or something, and they're going to like pull up this footage, and they're going to be like, they made it all up. They're lying. We're going to fuck. My court case.
My court case.
But no, it's Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I said, I could have absolutely sued them that time. I just didn't have the heart to
I
do it,
agree.
man. I was like, nobody really did. Nothing was intentional. I was
Right.
like, no harm, no foul. Like I'm a big if I'm not hurt, if it was just a genuine accident.
Hmm.
I don't agree with the mentality that we have nowadays where it's everything always has to be someone's fault.
Yeah.
That there always has to be like, oh well, you could have done this different. And it's like, well, yeah, no shit. I also could have never left my house and this wouldn't happen. But
Right.
sometimes like we got to live your life and sometimes
I-
things just like shit happens sometimes that is theoretically avoidable but realistically not.
It's very interesting that you
And
say that because I've had people at work recently, and it feels like an uptick.
mhm.
Is like they are trying to make me like admit fault for like I'll use this very small example. Somebody bought bad meat. I
Mhm.
don't really believe it was 100% bad meat. It was
Yeah.
lamb. Lamb doesn't smell good in the first place.
Most meat, if you leave it sitting in your fridge for a day with the
It
blood in the
doesn't smell
packaging, it
great.
doesn't smell good.
Right.
Um,
So he was like, "Well, this is your fault. Like you have to take fault." I'm like, "It's not my fault that the meat goes bad." Like,
yeah, you purchased this.
right. I was like, I didn't kill the lamb and
I
chop
didn't
it up and
force you to buy this. Like it was
right.
within its expiration date when it was on the shelf and you bought
Right.
it.
So like I've
Yeah.
seen an uptick in where it's like you have to take like you are like who am I to blame here? I'm like, dude, shit fucking
Yourself.
happens.
Also, like, did you leave here, put it in your car, and go to the gym for 3 hours before you put it in the fridge at home? Like,
Right.
yeah, it's not gonna fucking be good if you leave it in the car and it's 105 outside. Like,
Right.
it's an oven.
Right. So I
Yeah.
just I don't like I don't know why I agree with you. I don't know why all of a sudden maybe not even all of a sudden, but like over the last couple of years it's been like you there needs to be somebody to blame. Sometimes shit just fucking happens, dude.
Yeah.
Like
And I feel like statistically, the people that have the someone's got to be blamed for this mentality are most of the time the ones that are supposed to be blamed, like they need to be blamed. Like I said, like that scenario
you
where
are
it's
the
like
problem.
it's like you bought it, you went home, you set it on your counter, you left it sitting there for 8 hours, and then you cooked it the next morning. And it's like, well, someone like this should have been better. And it's like, dude, you did this. Like the only
Right.
person to blame is you. But it's like, well, you sold me meat that didn't last sitting outside. And it's like, yeah,
No
it's
meat
sitting
does.
outside. Like,
Right.
yeah, so we do live in a mentality or in a world where it's everyone wants to. They're always someone has to be at fault somewhere. That it's like I said, it's one of the well, if you put a sidewalk there, that person wouldn't have been hit.
Right.
And it's like you're on some back fucking road in the middle of nowhere. Well, who's gonna come out and put a sidewalk here? Why is someone gonna come out and put a sidewalk here?
Right.
And yeah, so there is definitely a fine line of when someone's actually at fault and when shit just happens. The fence incident that I pointed out, they could have definitely done more to prevent it. But because I wasn't hurt, I'm not going to throw a fuss about it. So I don't know. That's just
Yeah, I
my,
agree.
like I said, that's my moral compass. In that situation, if someone else would have wanted to sue, I'm not going to say that they're wrong
Right.
necessarily. Could it have traumatized someone? Sure, I guess. I mean, if you're someone that's a little bit more easily traumatized than somewhat like other people, like yeah, it could have kind of fucked with you a little bit because it was. I don't want to call it a near-death experience, but it was one of those things where it was very close to a severe injury being
Right.
possible, like being very possible, very realistic. So yeah, for like some people that may have been more of a
Right.
traumatizing experience of
Almost
that
dying.
sort. So yeah, or of like almost being seriously injured.
Right.
Um, and I just not me. So I don't know. I have a hard time doing that. But word about that part. You know what? You know what? You want to know who I don't have any interest in lawsuiting against?
Dubby.
The friends of the show, man. The friends of the show. I don't want to. They're good. They're good people over there, man. They're not doing anything. They don't need to be. They don't need to be. You know, Dubby, dude.
And
W.GG. Dubby's great.
they
I love
got
Dubby.
cans. They now
They
have
got
cans.
cans. Oh, do we have
Hmm.
any update? Well, I can talk to you about it later, but um, we're trying to get some cans. I want to get some cans to try them out because I've heard they've done really good, and I've also seen that they were like sold out pretty quick. So
Yes, they did
Dubby
sell out
cans are
very
pretty
quick.
popular. Go use code not experts and go get
I
some.
think
Dubby
you can
cans.
only buy a 12-pack, which is very interesting to me.
Yeah.
Um,
That's a new product. I kind of get it. They're probably testing the
Yeah.
waters a little bit.
Yeah,
But
probably.
I like cans though. I'm a can. Something about being able to. I
Crack
like.
it.
Yeah, get a little grip it and rip it action, and just being able to grab and go. You don't have to sit there and put it in a mixer bottle and do all that. Sometimes if I'm not going to the gym right now, but I want my Dubby for later when I go to the gym, I'll like throw it in my car or whatever, or throw it in a little ice chest or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And, then it's ready to go later. And I don't have to sit there and try and mix it in my car or like
Right.
pre-mix it. And then it's room temp and all that stuff. So you throw it in grab the can and go, man. I just like it. So
I like it.
W.GG, they're great. Stay hydrated, stay healthy. They're here to keep you, no jitters, no crashes. A lot of
100%.
vitamins and stuff in them, and they taste great. So, and they've got cans now. So definitely go check out W.GG if you like the cans. Get yourself 12-pack while you can because they're selling out quick. So
There.
definitely go check out W.GG. Use code not experts. You'll get 10% off your order when you do.
Mm-hmm.
Next people, good old Reaper Apparel. Got some good clothing. They're good. They don't have cans because they don't make that stuff. They
don't
clothing.
make cans. They make clothing. But I do have a hat back there.
Yes, you do. We're getting closer to the giveaway.
Very close. Very close.
Yes, sir. They make great clothing. I like their stuff. It's very comfortable, very fitting. Like it form fits you really well. It doesn't. It's not like some stuff is baggy and doesn't flatter you very well. Reaper's got. I love the way that their clothes fit and very comfortable to wear. And yeah, so definitely go check out Reaper Apparel. Use code not experts there, and you'll also get 10% off. And then the last one, Khan's more of an expert in this field, so I'll let him talk about it a little bit.
Mad Viking Beer Company with their phenomenal.
Dude, no cans either.
No can. Well.
They
have small. They got
they're kind of.
They're
not really like you ain't gonna grip and rip it, but
no,
you're
but
gonna smell good while you're gripping and ripping your W.
Right? Yeah. Phenomenal scents. Phenomenal. Like my beer just always feels moisturizing, man.
Moisture. My beard always feels moisture.
Feels moisturing.
Yeah.
But yeah. Very good product, very good scents, like I've talked about every single week, because I'm telling you, scents are what I go for.
Yes, I like smelling good. And definitely as we're coming into the summer, man, you want to keep your facial hair nice and moisturized, and it's hot outside. You want to keep it clean, keep it moisturized, keep it feeling good. Because when it feels good, you feel good.
Right. So you'll have your W in your hand with your Reaper shirt, and your beard is moisturized.
I'm saying when you got a moisturized beard, a nice W, and a nice T-shirt, you feel good, you look good, and you smell good. What more could you want?
What more could you want?
Go check them all out. Use code NotExperts, W.GG, and Reaper Apparel Co. And then use the storefront. And one of the links is somewhere to get 10% off your order at Mad Viking. Go check them out. Thanks for being friends of the show. We love them.
Almost out of time.
We went a little bit long before we did the ad, so that's okay. We got 2024, F1 2024 came out. We have that series coming up pretty quick. We're gonna probably start it at. We had a couple of races that we've done in the campaign, which basically follows the real circuit for those of you that watch it, or the real season. I mean, not the real circuit. And so we did the first handful of races to kind of get used to it, because it is a little bit different if you have never played a Formula One game before. If you played Formula 1 23, I know a lot of people were bitching about 24 and the physics and all that. I have not felt that. I don't feel like some of the criticism is. Yeah, they made a lot of improvements that I liked, which is the campaign and how it functions, and the more the managing aspect and the team aspect and the cars and the working, trying to work contracts with other teams. So they added a bunch of stuff that I like. They made it a little bit more immersive and a little bit more you feel like you're actually rolling through an F1 campaign, whereas 23, you were just kind of you were a driver and you drove. That's pretty much it. This one, you feel like you got a little bit more. And I liked what we're doing. We're starting at one of the lower teams, and we're trying to work our way up. So we've got to actually perform and do all that. It is kind of a comedy. It's going to be kind of more of a comedy based thing. We're not professional racers, so don't jump in the comments and go, "Oh, you're not braking at the proper brake point. You need to have the car set up is trash." It's
they're gonna hate me. They're gonna hate me.
We're not professional race car drivers. We're not trying to be. In the words of the great late Ricky Bobby, we are semi-professional race car drivers. Actually, Reese Bobby said that, but whatever. So. Yeah, it'll be a fun little YouTube series we're gonna do. So go check that out whenever we do it.
We'll probably drop Montreal this weekend, because that's where we just ended. That one's recorded. That was a very good race.
That was a very good race.
That was probably
we actually got the front grid on that one, so he got P1, I got P2. And then we started, and I took over P1 right out of the gate. I got a better, and I will admit, in Montreal, P2 has a better starting position than P1.
Oh yeah,
because it gives me the insight on that first turn.
That's why I yielded to you. There was no point.
And so does it give you insight? I didn't think it gives you. I think it gives you.
I think it gives you outside to inside. I have to come. I have to come in.
Yes.
I have to go out.
Yeah, because the
to
first
go
turn
in.
is kind of a like a chicane, so it's a chicane
And for
is like
you,
either a left right or a right left, like real quick.
and for the
Like an S
P2
curve.
position, all you're doing is straight. You're just going straight there.
Yeah.
I have to
I
come
get
into you.
the inside. I get the inside of the turn that comes out to the straightaway.
Right.
So I think so. We come in and like you get kind of the inside for the first turn, but then I immediately get inside again for the second turn, which is a better position to be in. So
Right.
it did definitely feel like I had a better starting position in P2. And then Conray's really good and actually caught up to me and passed me, and then I couldn't catch him after that. I had a little bit different car setup, and he was outrunning me on the straights. So that'll be a fun one though. I had a lot of fun driving that track. I like that track.
Yeah, I did too.
So dude, if let's get some sim people sponsoring us in here, dude.
That'd be dope. Yeah,
give me some
something.
Fanatec or some Sim Magic or something like that, dude. Let's get some,
this is my wheel.
Yeah, I have a wheel and stuff that I use, and Con just has a controller, and he's sitting there. He'll sit there and be a second ahead of me on a lap sometimes, and I'm like, "What the fuck, dude?" But yeah, no, that'll be a fun one coming out. So definitely check that out. We will put it on the Twitter and all of that stuff. What else going on? Is anything else going on in the world? There's some stuff going on, but I'm not going to talk about that right now because I don't really feel like talking about it. And also, I don't know that this is I don't know that it's very final. I think there's going to be a lot.
There's a lot going on that. Yep.
I'm not. So yeah. We're just not going to go down that road. We may talk about it eventually, but
yeah, we will.
We're going to talk about it right now.
Yeah, we're going to let it just simmer because it's too much.
But what else? What else is going on? I can't think of anything else. So
I don't really think of anything major.
Yeah, so make sure you.
Hockey update, everybody.
Cool, yeah. So make sure that you.
The only reason why I'm excited is that Edmonton Oilers are actually going to the Stanley Cup playoffs, and I love Connor McDavid. I actually have a pop.
It would be fun to go watch what I'm going to call real hockey, because I live in the very south where we don't have hockey.
You have Dallas Stars.
Hockey. We have a little bit of a hockey team that's like very minor league, and it's fun to go watch, but it would be much more fun to go watch.
We'll go watch
professional hockey.
We go watch Caps when you come up here.
That'll be a fun. I can get behind that, but
it's fun.
Yeah,
dude, playoff games are just on a whole other level too, so that's fun.
Yeah, that's for real too. So, well, yeah. Thanks for listening, everybody. Be sure to check out all the socials. You'll see all the upcoming news, and check out the friends of the show, and we will see you on the next episode.
See you later.